What's going on, Metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. This is episode 2 of season 6, as it were, or legacy numbered number 309 here in the Metal Forge. I have Jason Gardner from the Heavy Metal Wasteland. We have Aaron Assant from Assant and Battery. Welcome back, sir. It is nice to see you, especially after the Christmas debacle with exploding phones and all kinds of crazy shit. And you unfortunately, we didn't know what had happened. We had to roll with it. Unfortunately, you missed the top 5 of the year episode, but I'm glad you're back now. And to say, dude, how were your holidays? How was Christmas? How was New Year's? And how are things for you?
Well, Christmas was great, man. I had a really fun time with the family. Got a couple great albums. I got this one from my girlfriend. So Somewhere in Time, I made it.
Can't go wrong.
And then my younger brother got me this one. So.
Nice. Funny, it's like I got my stepson that also for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is it the colored edition, like the Walmart green?
No,
green
not black.
I got the green one. You're correct. Yes.
Hell yeah. See, that was one of those cool things that they did back when they bought Furnace, is they reprinted everything in like Kill 'Em All's Blood Red, Ride the Lightning Blue, Master I believe is red, and Justice was green for Greed and all of that, and black of course was like a charcoal gray. And that's where they stopped. They never really went past that yet. Aaron is back again.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be
happen every now and then.
Do you? Aaron, I know you buy a lot of stuff off of Bandcamp. Are you the collector that goes into the diehard stuff where you buy the pinwheel, you buy the tricolor, you buy the splatter edition? Do you buy all of the remnants of vinyl?
I usually, if I'm gonna buy an album, I usually try to stick to one variant. Because just on budgetary reasons, if I could afford more than one cool variant of a certain album, yeah, I would get them. But I try to stick to one variant. And sometimes if it's affordable, I'll get the cool tricolor, or the swirl, and the sparkle. But if all they got is black, or if that's what I can afford, then I go with that.
Sure. Yeah, one of the cool ones that I got was actually Myth, Magic, and Steel from Savage Master. I got the gold variant version of that. And I always been told, don't ever get a gold or silver variant because they always sound like shit. And I was surprised because this one, it sounds pretty top notch. Which of course, as a minute ago we were just talking about them releasing that same album on an 8-track cassette. Which I immediately say that's fuck that. Because, for one, how are you going to listen to it?
I don't know why they just don't release it on like a wax cylinder or something, Why don't bands start doing that?
Dude, I'm sure there's a band out there that would. It would be some kind of folkcore band where it would only make sense to be on a wax cylinder or a player piano cylinder. That's what the next Temptations Wings album is going to be on, is a player piano cylinder.
No, we're just going to do a thumb drive. There you go.
Dude,
it's got Wave and MP3 included.
Remember that being a thing about a decade ago?
I do.
Yeah.
Do you have any thumb drive in your collection?
Nope.
I never got into that.
Me either. I never did. There was another weird thing that in the mid-2000s that people were doing. It was a fad in Japan where it was like a little music box, and it had like an expandable speaker port, but it ran on like two 2032 coin cell batteries.
Oh my god.
and it would
Great
play
sound quality.
well, but it had a speaker port to where you could plug it out.
Oh, okay.
You know, run like not. It was like you could run headphones to it essentially, and yeah, those weird things. I remember seeing them back in the day quite a bit, and they were real niche market, but I don't get it personally. I get cool things to release on like cassette and CD and record and things like that, but you know, these thumb drives, even download cards, I'm not too crazy about getting as a consumer.
I mean, usually they're just thrown in with an album, so sometimes I'll download it, sometimes I won't, you know.
Well,
But
see,
I can't.
Jason over here has the good idea for that. But go ahead.
But usually, like, I don't know. I usually don't download too much stuff to my phone. Occasionally, if it's something I really want, and you know, but most of the times I just buy physical.
Sure. No, I still buy physical. I do buy a lot of digital copies, like through Bandcamp and whatnot, just because it's for me, it's the ease of access of having it. And I love that, but you know, some people put ridiculous shipping rates on there, even in the United States. You know, they'll put like a $7 or $8 shipping rate on just a CD.
Yeah, and it's fucking media mail. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
This should be like $3.50 all day long. You go to Dollar Tree and buy packs of envelopes or CDs for $1.25. You know, for like a 5-pack. Like, why are we trying to nickel and dime? It's like, just send a fucking media mail. It'll be there 2 days later than first class.
Yeah, and it'll be $3 cheaper than first class, or $4 cheaper.
Oh, much cheaper. I think it's like two something per package for media mail. So yeah, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Which is unfortunate because there are so many albums that I would love to purchase physically, but because they've got like a $5 or $7 or $10.
Oh, $10 is crazy.
Yeah, for their shipping. I mean, for a vinyl, I guess I get that. You know, having a $10 fee to ship on a vinyl because of the packaging and everything else,
but a cassette or a CD is like,
and you know, the last time I bought, and here's the shit of it all. Last week's episode with Piranix, I purchased their CD through Bandcamp and had it sent to me. It was still in the cellophane, and the disc, the artwork, it was in a digipack, did not have anything wrong with the packaging on its own, but the disc was broken on the inside when I got it.
Right.
Son of a bitch. But at least exactly. How in the hell did that happen? I have no clue, because the package was great. I was like, yeah.
It was probably broken when I put it in there in the sleeve.
Yeah. It was, and I think it still made it through QA is what the problem was from the factory, because the disc was actually turned upside down in the pack. So yeah, but it made it through QA. It still made it through the wrapping portion. Aaron, what are you looking forward to in 2025?
2025.
Yeah, God, it's here, believe it or not.
Hard to even think about that, right? First thing I'm looking forward to is next week from today. Opus from the band Dead by Wednesday is having his annual birthday show down in New Haven, Connecticut. And a bunch of bands are playing, including More Than the Light, my friend Dwayne's band. Sure. And I think Dead by Wednesday's playing Skin Lab. I don't know if you remember them from late 90s, early 2000s. They'll be playing, so I'm looking forward to going to that. So, but besides that, I haven't really got many plans yet this year, you know?
Hell yeah. Maybe you can run merch for Dwayne's band in October when they go on tour.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, I know some pretty cool stops that they're going to be making. So we'll more on that in the future. Because I can't get too ahead of the game, right, Jason?
Well,
That's right.
also, I'm looking forward to. I think the Stormbringer Metal Fest in Worcester should be coming back this year. They announced they were, so that I'm looking forward to.
Tower Dyer.
Yeah, man, Twisted Tower Dyer coming up your way, dude. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be the last person to ever book them, but I'm glad I'm wrong, and I'm not. So yeah, I feel pretty good about that.
Hell yeah. This year there will be a third big goddamn metal show. I've already decided on that. Changes already this year with the Metal Forge. You know, we're entering our 6th year. Let's see. I'm gonna throw a big goddamn birthday show in April. It is my birthday, April 26th show. So there'll be Ice Howl with that, Idol Throne, Rat King, and to be announced the headliner.
Nice.
I know Overload's got a couple of things already cooking this year. Always, you know, gotta put feet to the ground, you know, or else it doesn't work. Jason, what are you looking forward to this year?
I don't know, man. I don't really know what's coming except for a new Night album pretty soon. And
Yeah. Night, Savage Masters, Seven Sisters.
Yeah, like I say, I'll just take it as it comes. Like I say, I just know that one for sure. I mean, I'm sure there'll be other ones. Probably.
I listened to the new Acid Cross album last week, and it is fucking amazing already. And I say last week because I say it by the time this airs it versus the time we're recording it. It was actually last night I listened to it. Completely rad fucking album. I dug it anyways. It was one of those things found out through the Metal Archives where new albums coming out. Like, if you ever like feel bad about there's nothing to listen to, get on the Metal Archives and seriously like look up new releases, and they will give you releases based on that day.
Dude,
wow.
anybody who says they have a hard time finding music to listen to and uses a computer is a fucking idiot. I mean, it's like, I mean, there's shit all the time. Like, how can you say that? You know, it's like, what are you waiting for the radio? What are you waiting for, like classic rock radio to play you something new or something? What the fuck are you doing?
There's almost too much stuff.
There's too much shit. If you ask me, it's like,
yeah. I like what you said there, Jason. That's so fucking funny. You said, what are you waiting for classic rock radio to play you something new? And, and it harkens back to what I say about there's no new 40-year-olds coming out to the fucking bars. So start playing all ages fucking shows, metalheads, because you're not getting a fucking audience with the 40-year-old friends, you know, or 30-year-old friends coming out to the bar. You gotta start playing all ages.
I'm just curious to see if, like, there's gonna be like when we're all like nursing home age, is there gonna be like metal bands that like play a nursing home or something? It's like, you know, we all grew up on this shit. It's like, hell yeah, man, finally. It's like, it's not gonna be like deemed like weird or like people gonna be covering their ears because like it's not gonna be like foreign sounding to like people who weren't brought up on it.
Dude, that's an interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, when you're, you know, and when you're, what do you consider nursing home age? Because, hey,
well, you know, I mean, not the some people go in.
60.
Yeah, some people go in because they have like a serious like ailment that needs attention, you know, more than what family can do, like skilled nursing and stuff. Like, I get that, but I mean, like, you know, probably like, you know, from like, I would say like 68 on up could probably be qualified. I mean, Aaron would know better than that because any of us, 'cause he works in.
I mean,
yeah,
it's funny because like you'll be getting to know like a client or something, and they'll be like, oh, he's really into Frank Sinatra, or he really likes Tony Bennett. But when we get older, we're like, oh, he's really into Cannibal Corpse. You know, playing the Butcher Their Birth album, it'll calm him down before lunch. You know?
You really want an album that's gonna like totally mellow this dude out? Put on Domination.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait. Like, Aaron's gonna like graduate Aaron's gonna graduate to like fucking head of like activities at his place of work, and it's all gonna be like fucking like
Corpse paint day.
Yeah, corpse paint Friday. Yeah, shit like that. Yeah.
That's
I'm
pretty
sorry.
morbid.
Look, it's King Diamond. I saw him back when I was a wee young whippersnapper back when I was 20, back in '83.
I saw him back in 2023.
Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky. Nobody fucking showed up, but I was there.
Oh, I'm starting to run into people though. Like I take care of this guy right now, and he's probably, I think he's in his late 70s. His wife's like a few years younger than him.
Right.
But they're big into like Ozzy Osbourne and like, you know, early 80s kind of metal and stuff like that. But she knows people like Jason Becker and like, you know, the kind of the shred guys. So, you know, I'm starting to, you know, get into some older people that are, you know, are getting to that age.
Sure.
Yeah, thank God, you know. Like, I actually think the future for being old looks really well, because actually, like, now that a lot of us play like video games and stuff, it's like our brains will constantly be working because we're gonna have to like concentrate on playing these games instead of just like sitting watching TV. Like, it's gonna be like we'll have like stuff to interact with that like stimulates our minds.
Dude.
So I'm actually kind of curious to see like what it looks like in like 30 years or so, as far as like dementia rates and stuff like that, you know.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And you know, you bring that up about like just instead of sitting there watching TV. And I've always had this weird like thing of like back when you remember things as being like okay, you know, going back to that moment in life that was just still like when you remember it being the most peaceful kind of thing. And I remember like watching like weekday television in the summertime, like watching the morning movie at 9 a.m. and reruns of Matlock and WKRP, and I think that's what those older people still get off on.
Yeah,
you know,
so like they're reliving their childhood in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, did you know they
old episodes of Gunsmoke?
Yeah, did you know they did a new Matlock series?
Yes, with Kathy.
I'm like, what? I was like, was this shit necessary? Like, did somebody fall for this? You know, it's like, what the fuck is it?
No, I had to put it on my stool. My ass is getting sore.
It looked like your leopard print blanket down there.
That's my that's an old one we have, but I use it as like a kind of a cushion for this like stool I sit on.
Yeah. That's send this man for a chair.
Snyder when I saw it.
I do have the Twisted Sister Christmas album.
Yes. Did you get any new Christmas albums this year?
Yes, I bought I got two Trans-Siberian Orchestra ones. I got the Lost Christmas Eve Christmas Eve and Other Stories, and the Christmas Attic.
Nice.
I need to go see them soon.
Yeah,
I say that every year, but I never go.
Christmas Attic totally sounds like something that King Diamond would sing.
Yeah, they do matinee shows actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I need to go see that.
Dude, speaking of which, Black Circle in Indianapolis does those on Sundays. What are your thoughts on stuff like that? Do you like matinee show stuff?
Me?
Both of you.
I would go if somebody had them, but nobody has them around here. But I've had ideas to talk to somebody about doing a quarterly Sunday matinee.
Like a 3 p.m. start time on a Sunday deal.
Yeah, 3 to 7, 3 bands, you know?
Yeah. Dude, that's totally fucking rad to me. I love that idea.
I love that too.
I'd love to bring it down here to Louisville and do it and get it established. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's because, being older or whatever and just like not wanting to be out till fucking midnight anymore, or just what. But I think that's a pretty cool idea. And granted, doing like Saturdays probably wouldn't be as eventful, to start earlier because, hey, people, that's when they do their yard work and stuff like that.
Sunday seems like a good day, especially summertime. You're not really competing against much. It stays light to pretty late in the evening. No matter what fan of a standard or daylight savings you are, it's still light out like 8 o'clock. Kids who have to go to school can still go because you get off out kind of early. So there's that.
You do it all ages in places.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm all. I mean, like I said, I've been thinking about talking to a guy about doing it at a venue here for like quarterly, like every like third Thursday or third Sunday of like the third month or something. Do a matinee.
Well, there was always a tradition in like the hardcore scene. Like back in New York, they always used to have the Sunday matinee at CBGB's and stuff. So I know hardcore's been doing it for a while. I think the LNG Club, which used to be a club down here. When they used to run Sunday matinees every now and then too. I always loved them, Get in there early, get out a little early,
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's dark in the venue, so once you become accustomed to that, it seems like a night show anyway.
Well, and the cool thing is, like at Black Circle, there's windows in the venue,
right.
So you do get the outside light coming in, and it is rad. One of the coolest shows I ever saw there was Haunt, Seven Sisters, and Entranced, and they were on tour, and it was a matinee show, and it was fucking packed. I think that's the show where I met Jason Roach in person for the first time.
Cool.
And before that, that was like 2021 or something. When that was, or 22, when that show happened, and it was really fucking cool, and I want to do more stuff like that. I want to have, I think I want to, a lot of the goals that I've set forth for the Metal Forge last year, most of them were attained for what I was wanting to do building the show wise, but like other things, like I've talked about the cookbook. I want to do that. I want to do matinee shows. I want to do maybe a quarterly unplugged acoustic metal show. Maybe do some other cool stuff. I don't know. Maybe get people to play live in their space on the show and record it. Who knows? Do some crazy shit.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, dude. Especially the live thing, getting to see some maybe bands do like something in their practice space live. That'd be cool,
Yeah, PS Live, Practice Space Live.
Yeah.
Like Total Request Aaron.
I could ask Dwayne, I'd be like, hey man, maybe you guys could jump on that or something.
Yeah, I would love for them to. Another band I would love to do that is, I know who could do it would be Iron Brigade, because they have like a unit and everything that they mix and they do all their mixing and mastering in house and everything. So.
Yep. It seems like a lot more bands are doing that now, because it's just so more economical to apparently to spend it out. I know that's what More in the Light does now. I believe Kieran, their guitar player, does like all the recording and stuff like that.
Well, and it is more, it is more ethical for them to do it, because it is financially, you can get like this Focusrite rig that I have here. I was sitting there thinking the other day about how I could use it, and then immediately it dawned on me. It was like, dude, you're only thinking half of the way with this. You can record up to so many channels at one time, because plugging a snake into it and getting the channels that way, and it's just like, holy shit, why didn't I?
Hello.
Yeah, hello. But yeah, so totally doing like Practice Space Live, Temptations Wings.
We have no internet at our practice space.
It doesn't matter. You can still film it.
We want to be live. So.
We're not even live today. We're recording this a few days in advance. So
if we've learned anything about this classic 70s live albums that we listened to when we were kids, none of it's actually recorded live. Or very little of it is.
The closest approximation to a full live album is Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East. However, Rob came back after the fact and recorded the vocal track again in one take for the entire show.
Holy shit.
Because his voice was shredded by the time that they were on that part of the tour.
No.
But everything else, they kept everything except for the vocals. And a month after they got back from Japan, he recorded the vocals after his throat had healed. And
I remember Down did a live album that was no overdubs. And you could definitely tell, you know. I mean, I thought it was great. I thought it sounded awesome. I mean, I don't need everything to be played.
Album with no overdubs.
I mean, I don't need anything note perfect, right?
Oh yeah.
I'll keep quiet on the no overdubs part myself. So.
Yeah, you all got a live album out too, don't you?
Yeah, it's got some overdubs.
It does.
It does.
Well, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, it's got some overdubs with my bass drum.
Well, that
yeah. What happened was during the live set, the fucking mic fucking gave out, so like 2.5 songs didn't even have bass drum. They could just like hear they could just hear me fucking hitting it raw, you know. And on the recording, you couldn't hear it, so they had to go back and pretty much like put them in. So yeah.
Jason sitting over here playing just a kick in time.
yeah. So there's overdubs on the first. Let's see, track 1's good, track 2 is good. I think 3, 4, and half of 5 is.
You know, so for me on that, I'm cool with that aspect happening. The difference that I have versus is like sound sweep. You know, when you have to mix an audience into it.
Yeah,
that's what sucks.
We thought about taking
what Alive is.
We thought about taking the Kiss Alive crowd down and just putting it right in there. Same shit and everything. Same screams. Be awesome. Yeah. We just kept our 25 people and that was it.
What'd you say, Aaron?
I think Slayer Live Undead was like recorded in the studio, right? And then they just like overdubbed in crowd noise or some shit. I heard
that was Alive.
What's that?
It's Alive, and Alive 2 did that.
Alive 2, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it was Slayer Live Undead. They did that, I believe.
Is that what it was?
I think so, yeah.
You know, it'd be even worse if it was Decade of Aggression. The two did. That's awful. It's 2025. I wonder what the Metallica monster is going to bring us this year.
Oh boy.
More overpriced shows.
We're prepping. We're a year away from the next big 30-year release. The 30-year box set for Load.
Oh god.
It's gonna be so awfully good.
Speaking of Load, I actually heard what was it?
I gotta go to the bathroom. No.
A band did a Christmas cover of Fuel, but instead of Fuel, it was like, give me Yule, give me something. It was pretty funny.
That's funny. Dude, speaking
you know how I love Heavy Metal Christmas.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. The crazy shit that they did at like the Bridge School benefit this year was pretty badass. They did Fuel, but it was kind of like Southern grunge or Southern like sludge. It would have been if like.
That's cool. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's definitely on YouTube. They actually did Unforgiven 2 live.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that was a show that they did half acoustic, half electric. Like it's hosted by like Jimmy Kimmel or some shit, and it's just like this big gala show. And it's wild because they have other people playing on stage with them and everything. They do a cover of they do covers on the show. I can't even remember what all they did, but like that's the one like a couple years ago they did Veteran of the Psychic Wars.
Okay.
And was just like, holy shit, that's like a badass cover. that is one thing about them is they do. I think they do upscale a lot of covers that they do.
Yeah. There's I didn't really like the Bob Seger one. That I could have passed on that
Turn
one.
the page.
Yeah.
I could pass on that because I've heard it so many thousand times.
Oh, I had to see it live one year. Like they played it. Like really, of all the songs, you have to play this
Could have done Bread Fan or something, you know.
Fortunately for
Foot's
me-
Creek. Yeah.
Fortunately for me, when I saw them live, the cover that they played was Stone Cold Crazy.
I'm trying to think when I saw him at Woodstock '99, so I could find out what it was. Obviously, that set list is well documented, but I forgot what song they played there. I was pretty fucked up at the time, so
They played
and
the
everybody else.
Saturday night too, and that was a wild show. I watched it on pay-per-view.
I remember that.
really?
Yeah, I remember you watched on pay-per-view. I watched on Much Music from Canada.
Yes.
When you only get them on like a satellite.
Yeah, I had Much Music, but I watched it on pay-per-view for the second day, and I remember that was the day that like Kid Rock was on there, Metallica headlined that day. I want to think Tool was on that day or something.
I think it was that day. It was Metallica. I know it was Limp Bizkit and some other band. I think it might have Rage Against the Machine played that day as well. And because I remember me and my friend, I'm not big into Limp Bizkit. We just during the set we were like, let's try to get as close to the stage as we can, just to see how far we can get. And we
Was
probably
it
got
two
about,
stages or just one?
What's that?
Was it two stages or just one?
Like a mile apart, like other opposite ends of the. It was at an Air Force base, so there's no trees in sight.
Yeah.
But we got about 75 feet from the stage, and we couldn't even breathe. There were so many people, and it was rough, man.
And I bet it smelled so fucking rank.
Oh, it was
It
disgusting.
smelled like ass and piss and
That's
shit.
nothing.
Puke.
What do I tell you about the porta potty situation?
Oh, I already know about it. Dude, seriously, like, fucking, that HBO documentary was fucking top notch. Because I remember all of that, like, living in the moment, seeing that shit. Fucking seeing it on pay-per-view, seeing it on the news that day, that night, seeing all the fires from the Sunday night and everything, and then watching the documentary that they came out with in 2020 was crazy.
Well, it was insane. I mean, I actually, my phone's about to die, so I gotta let you guys go, but I'll leave you with this. Now, as far as the bathroom situation, the porta potty, the first time and only time I've ever seen shit piled above the rim of the toilet. Above the rim of the toilet. I said, me and my friend, we were like, you know what? We're just gonna go, we'll take a shit in a bag in our tents and then dump in the garbage. And that's what I did, because they were disgusting, those porta potties.
Yeah, it's like, how do you get it above the rim, you know? Like, are you like spray stuff on the wall?
I'm just leaning forward and like just spraying it back there. I opened the door, I was like, oh hell no. And just shut it, was like, I'm walking away. All right, fellas, I gotta head out because my phone's about to die. So.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and call it here tonight. We are going to play. It's from OKL'S Fruit Loops. You guys, thank you so fucking much. Metal every day. Yeah.
All right, later, fellas.
What's going on, Metalheads? Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of the Metal Forge. We have Matei and Mattia. I have already got it wrong. I know I have.
It, it was a very nice metal try, man. It sounded
Yeah, I
very
mean,
metal.
I am a hick from the Kentucky area of the United States, so redneck as can be. I don't get out. When it comes to pronouncing like Slovenian, Bulgarian, Bosnian names, like I butcher the shit out of them, and I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah,
But
I get you, man. I get you.
but we are here this week with OKL'S Fruit Loops, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me and the Metal Forge about the band. First off, no, wait, let's wait, hang on. Back it up just a little bit. How are y'all doing this week?
Well, absolutely fantastic, man. I mean, I had a great weekend. It is too short, must say. It could one day more would be very, very good, but it's over now. But we're having an interview, with you folks in America, so it's fucking great, man. It's fucking great.
Right. And see, this weekend for me was a holiday weekend. We had Thanksgiving here in
Really?
America. Yeah,
Ah,
it's the day that we decided to like take land away from the natives that lived here, I think. And
ah,
it's one of those things that has over time has, the holiday has pretty much changed meaning kind of thing. We find out through historical texts how much shitbags people really were, and because it was a different time period. But aside from that, so yeah, here I am at the end of my longer weekend doing interviews with leading up into 2025 with the Metal Forge. And hell yeah. So now we can say, tell us about the band.
Are you gonna do it,
You want to
Matei?
start? Huh? The band
Are
was
you gonna do
created.
it, man?
Okay. The band was created 2021, something like this, you know. I started like a solo project, but and then I start to looking for the band members, and then I found this guy and the other guys, and then we started in the 2022. We were pretty much on the no in the action, or something
Sure.
like this. The name was I take this name because I started as a solo, and then uh, I asked them if they want to change it, because we are actually having the name after the first word is after my the last name, the first word, and the second word
Yes.
is and the second word is after the Fruit Loop. It's cornflakes,
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
It's a cereal.
yes, and I they said, okay, it's okay, no problem, it's great name, okay, and then we so we stayed
Well,
Ocus Fruit Loops.
yeah. So what started that? What started why did you call it Fruit Loops to begin with? I mean, was it a just as a placeholder where we don't have a name, so we need something?
No, I started like a solo project, and I didn't know how to start. I didn't know the name, and
Okay.
I
Yeah, but
record two
basically
songs.
the basic idea was like
What?
he was having a breakfast, He was having a breakfast with his kids, and the kid flipped over the box with the Fruit Loops, and then he was like he was like he was like looking at his milk bowl and scrubbing his Fruit Loops around, and he was like, "Fuck me, why don't I name my band like OKL'S Fruit Loops?
Uh-oh.
And why don't I name my brand?" He said probably like a brand because like he's like a heck of a guy when it comes to merchandise. Like we have T-shirts, those shits, for sweat, those
Hey,
wristbands.
those things
We have
kick
like,
ass, man. Hey,
yeah,
I
yeah,
am I am a
everything.
total fan of the sweatband of the wristbands because you can only go so far with the gauntlets because if they get studs and spikes and stuff in there, it's hard as shit
Hello.
to.
Something was wrong. I lost you both.
No, it's
I'm.
all good. I figured you would
It's
come
okay.
back in whenever you would do it. So just whenever your video comes back on. Um
I know what to do. I just see you and I don't see Buch. What
Well,
I
I'm
have
not
to.
talking at the
you'll
moment. You just
you'll
see
have to
someone who
turn on
talks,
your
but your
camera.
camera is up.
All right. Okay. Just a second. My camera is okay. All right. What is this? No. All right.
Oh,
We are here.
hello,
Okay.
hello.
Now we're back.
All
And
right.
remember, if you can only see the person talking, swipe to the left. Um,
All right. All
it's
right.
almost like a dating
I
app.
see that.
It's almost like those dating apps out there in America. But no, the you didn't miss much, Matei.
All right.
He was saying that you were having your breakfast cereal and then you were like, "This is my
Yes.
brand. I have got to do this." And the marketing genius that you are with the merchandise, uh, it's so cool because it reminds me they're in Louisville where I am from. There was a band back in the day called Fruit Bat, and it
Ah,
was and but it was Fruit Bat, like it was pronounced like that.
yeah.
But and it was
That's it.
done. The logo was done like the Fruit Loops logo.
But I think like that, the name don't have to be something like that or scary or blah blah blah. It's have to be funny, because a few people who heard the name for Oculus Fruit Loops, they don't know what they gonna hear, No, they
Exactly.
don't know
And
that we
that's
are.
where that's where I was surprised because what's the band there's a band out there it's like Funhouse Clown Party or some shit. And they're a super fucking heavy band, but they have like this logo that looks like a fucking circus logo. And they
See,
stand and it's like yellow and red and orange and pink and it all stands out on a flyer of all these like garbled fucking logos, these
Yeah, man.
stick and
Like those
these
death metal band logos when you have like a bunch of branches on black and white. You can pick up a branch and smack it to a paper and you have a fucking band logo.
of course, why
which
not?
is why I love thrash metal because thrash metal it's pretty angular and sharp and would stab somebody.
Yes.
So, with the band being only a few years old,
Two
obviously
years,
this,
maybe.
yeah, you've been doing this for a couple of years. You released a couple of singles, some EPs. What is the ultimate goal into 2025 with Oakland's Fruit Loops?
To finish the record. We are starting
Yeah,
now
yeah,
with
the record, yeah.
our first studio record,
Hell yeah! So there's an
and
actual full length
maybe
coming.
some
That's cool.
festivals, concerts. What? Sorry.
I said so. There's an actual full length on its way. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
planning to have a
Uh,
bunch of gigs and records
few
and
festivals.
probably some good record deals.
Hell yeah.
Let's
So,
see.
do you have a release date on the album yet? Or is it
Uh,
something towards
somewhere
the
in April.
somewhere in April of
Y-
2025? Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's not that long away, By the time this drops, it'll be after the beginning of the year. Um,
Uh,
Yeah, so
It's a
it'll
little
only
easier because I'm having the studio, you know. I'm having the studio here, so we gonna record the drums in the professional studio, then we're gonna record everything else in my studio at home, you know.
you
So
know,
it's gonna be
I've seen so many people do that over the last 5 to 6 years, especially with COVID coming and really, making people record at home because they couldn't get out to studios or they couldn't travel to studios and stuff like that. You would get one person, you would get the drummer because that obviously the drums are the hardest thing to record
yeah.
unless you're using an electric kit or something like that. But when it comes to recording, it seems like so many people record at home now. And this is something that I've been doing since like 2011.
Like
So,
the external sound blasters become so accessible, and you geek out your DAW door, how to get around it, It is,
sure.
like I mastered recorded our Nightmare Rhapsody, and I learned so much while doing it, and when I get a chance to master another song of ours, I will do it much better, But we are still outsourcing this. We are still
Sure.
outsourcing because my skills are not on the levels like some guys that
Well,
are in the business.
personally speaking, I think on a mix and master, it should be done away from the band
Yeah,
because it
Yes,
absolutely.
of
adds
course.
it adds a different set of ears to it,
Yeah,
and it lets somebody else in on like what they hear your art being. And I think
yeah,
that's that a good mixing engineer and a good mastering engineer are I think they're worth their weight in gold, and that's a pretty cool thing.
yeah, absolutely. They add their experience. They have experience with a bunch of bands. Like I have experience with my guitar playing and drum playing, and I'm recording that. And I want to sound good, and this is my perspective. But his perspective is totally different, you know. So a band must pay for that outsourcing of the skill that someone else does. So you have a great punchy sound like we have on our last song, which was recorded in a professional studio, mixed and mastered there. It was all done there and it sounds freaking amazing, man. It blasts.
Definitely. So when you're the one doing all the recording and you send it off to somebody to be mixed and mastered, what is your typical go-to? Do you send it back several times, or do you take it at kind of like face value, or how do you handle that?
Um, I personally, how I do my recordings is basically just I'm not talking about mines, but about the bands. How I did like Nightmare Rhapsody. We were just in the studio, and I did everything on the record wise. We didn't outsource that, and you can hear that when you have the comparison of that song and the song that was done by master of this craft. You hear a freaking difference. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not on the place to explain my technique because my result is not that punchy, but it will be better soon.
For sure. So whenever you do that, whenever you go to listen to something that you had personally done, have you ever thought about wanting to send it back to somebody else and have them remix it and remaster it for
Every
you?
time, every time.
Have you done that? Have you given it off to
Well,
somebody to
well,
sit
well.
there and say, "Hey,
We
what would you
do
do with
we
this?"
do that as a band because me personally, I'm too cheap and I want to do everything by myself, and that's a bugger.
Dude, that's not cheap. That's thrifty.
Yeah,
You know,
but it takes time,
I'm
It takes
sorry.
you have to be devoted to shit. It's
pays back.
I
He
Uh,
don't I don't advise
okay.
doing that. You know what I mean?
My phone just get hot and closed the meeting. So I'm sorry. I know what it is.
No, you're totally good. You're totally good. I understand.
Okay.
We are talking around the world from each other.
Mm.
And no, we were just talking about how with the mixing and mastering process of what was it, Nightmare Rhapsody, how I was wondering if you all were ever gonna remaster it because
Yeah, yeah.
he didn't
You
he
know
didn't
what? You
necessarily
know
like
what's
his
needed?
mix and master.
Yeah, it totally. The master channel needs a freaking compressor. I forgot to do that. That's like a really rookie mistake. But the master channel needs a compression, and it will be much more punchier just with a couple of clicks.
Hell
You
yeah.
know.
Hell yeah. So,
Mhm.
other than the album coming out in April, hopefully April of next year,
Yes.
or well, later this year, as I said earlier, by the time we're this is released, it's going to be just after January. Um, so what else? What show wise do you have coming up? You said you were doing some shows, some festival appearances.
Yes.
Anything that you can talk about? Are you doing anything crazy
Uh,
like Bloodstock or some shit or Wacken? I mean, come on.
yes, I actually am waiting for the day opening the Wacken metal battle for band battle for the Slovenia. Now they promised that they will do this in the October, but it's still nothing. But I'm gonna sing us there to
Sure.
why not? It's for free.
Yeah, I
So
mean, get on the show. I mean, I typically, like I don't know how it is there, but like America is pretty much at one point in time it was very much oh, battle of the bands and it was this big fucking thing and to get into one was something big. Like you had to almost be somebody. And then when you get to the disillusionment of like popularity contests suck and things like that, you know, I don't necessarily dig the battle of the bands things, especially the ones that, want you to pay to do it. Like back
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean,
day, those
yeah, those
sucked.
pay-to-play gigs, we are avoiding that because we are. I mean, for our standards with heavy metal and metal in general in Slovenia, we are basically earning, and those pay-to-play shits, we are avoiding that.
Yeah,
Uh,
and is that a big thing there? Do you have a lot of clubs that you got to
no.
that you got to do that with, or is it just
No,
like a
no,
few
no. This is
people?
just the agencies that are like promoting themselves, and they are going to like book you a tour, but you have to pay them, in advance, and shit like that. There is bunch of organizations that are empty that direction, and I don't know. Maybe something
Well,
pays off if we hop on something like that. You
now
know what I
see,
mean?
I always thought like coming from America when you were doing something like that over in Europe, you were paying somebody to like, backline your gear, back get to drive you around from show to show, and to do all of that. Now, would it is it different for what you all would do? They would just say, "Here's your shows, just find a way to get there."
Uh, the other way, yeah, the other way. It's the other way. Here's your show, and bring your minimum necessities, and here is our equipment, and just play. But I mean, it's not.
Yes.
It's not like. But we are constructing our organization. Like we are gonna have our tone master for tone, like the guy that mixes the live show. We are gonna have
Sure,
like
your sound
our,
guy.
our own I mean, at least the wish is to have our own. We tried a couple of guys on that, but we will see. Uh,
Now, what about, and then do you have somebody that goes with you that runs merch? Or does somebody in the band do that?
I mean, he at every gig tries to convince my girlfriend to sell the merch, but the most of the time, some of his friends do it. Like the last time, our friend did it, and he sold a couple of shirts. How many did we sold last gig on the merch? Like 2 shirts.
He's not here right now. He dropped out
Oh,
of the
yeah.
meeting again. So,
He
uh,
bumped that. Yeah, yeah.
but
Okay, so
yeah, I mean, and I get that, see, here in America right now, it's so hard to just like get in a good tour because travel is ridiculous. It's expensive to get to get a good paying gig is hard. You almost have to do weekend things until you can actually build up enough to
yeah,
do stuff through the week.
yeah. I mean, I think this is because of the corporations that are taking through the connections that are picking the bands that go with them. You
Sure.
have to be very, very lucky to know a couple of guys that are gonna connect you with the clubs that are gonna pay you well. That's the trickiest part in this music business because we have loads of guitar players that shred as a motherfuckers and are playing in bands that are great. They have great drummers and everything, but 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 basically, what the clubs search for are fucking posers.
Sure. Yeah, it's because, it's the people that do the cover songs
Yeah,
and those bands. And I totally get that. That's how it is a
yeah,
lot here too.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
what I, the trials and tribulations to me is like, like I would like to go out for 2 to 3 weeks and be able to not have to worry about losing my house, losing my place of to live because of, maybe only breaking even and not making any money doing this.
Yeah, I get you, man. I get you. I mean, professionally, I as a musician, my thinking about it, like professionally, is I take it totally as a hobby. You know, I
Sure.
practice guitar as my love, as my hobby. I love playing my solos, even as a hobby. Not saying live, even more loving it, and all this perception about, if we would be thinking from the start about the money and everything. I mean, I'm 30 years old. I joined the band. I'm the member who joined and still is in this band. We changed all the members. But I'm me and Matei are still in the band. And it was a vision. I had a vision that I can play the way I want, totally the way I want, and I can even earn out of that, like a good weekend profit, And we
Sure.
are playing metal, so I mean, not every time, because it is still like the situation, the scene is a very hard battle with barging about the price, how worthy you are, Once you get like a small price, once you get big price, and you want to always get the big price, but you get still dumped with some stupid prices like $80, but before that you play the gig for the 800. Well, I mean, and it is a battle, constant, but we play all the gigs. We play all the gigs because we love it.
Hello,
That's the
I'm
point.
back.
Sure.
My
And
phone is my phone is I don't know what.
yeah, absolutely. No, no, I've like I said, we're doing this around the world. I'm not sure what's going on.
Uh,
Just
but the wire, but the wires are doing pretty well from me to you, I must say.
I don't know why,
yeah,
but my phone got hot and they
They shut
said
off.
that
Yeah.
and I have to put it this. Okay, it's okay. We
So hell yeah.
we are here now. I
Yeah,
hope.
definitely. So look for these dudes playing next year. Look for the new album coming out because it's
Yes.
gonna kick ass. And I want to go ahead and jump into the derailed segment. Now, these are some random questions about you guys as people.
Yes.
And Matei, you've been kind of in and out throughout the whole thing. I'm sorry. But like
It's
uh
okay.
please say your
Cheers,
name one more
cheers.
time. Please say your
Ma
name one more time.
Me?
Uh, uh
Huh?
him.
Mattia.
Mattia. Mattia.
Mine.
Mattia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has been amazing and explaining the band and how you two are pretty much the brotherhood of the band
Yes.
and
Your brother.
Yeah.
and you know I totally love that because it
Yeah.
I've always said it's two people. It's always two people. It's it's John Lennon and Paul McCartney. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. You know, it's Lars and James. It's you
Yes.
know, it's always in metal. It seems like it's always the two dudes that have the idea and get together and are like, or in music, I should say, and are just like, fuck, we got to do this. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
We
and
how I
have the
said?
I can
common thing we have in sound. It is very common to both of us. The sound that we want.
sure,
So it works.
absolutely,
For
and
the band, like I said, like a family. Now you know, I said we ride together, we die together. You know, we are
sure,
in the we breathe together. We doing
Yeah.
stuff together. We are like
your brothers.
brothers from another mothers.
Yeah,
Something like
exactly.
that.
Dude,
You know?
totally, I get it. And like the thing with one of my bands I'm into is in Overload, the thrash band that has been I've been doing since 2007.
Yes.
And since that, I have had three drummers and like seven guitar players, and I've been the only bass player. And, you know, and two of the members have both played guitar and drums in the band. So at one point, Mike was a drummer and then he became a guitar player and now he's a drummer again. And
Yeah.
so
Why not?
it's totally cool. He's my writing partner along with Todd, and it's so much fun to have that with people. And in Ice Howl, the whole group of those cats are so awesome to write with. So yeah, I totally get what you mean, like with the brotherhood and brother from another mother kind of thing. It's super rad. So let's ask you all some general questions about you as people, because
All
deep
right.
down we're all fucking metalheads, but you know, as Matei knows, before Mattia got on the line,
Yeah.
the cat. The cat showed up and now she's asleep in the chair. So she so she's being good for a change. Um what do you want more of in your life?
Hmm. That's a very deep question because at the moment I'm pretty damn happy, man.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, me too. You know, I'm having a wife, kid, 5 years old, the son. So I can't be more happier than now. You know, and the music is we are playing is great. We understand each other. We just got a new manager, and no, actually last week. So
Yeah.
we will see what will happen from now on. You know,
Hell yeah.
because it's and the new drummer and that stuff. So it's
Yeah, we had to change the drummer, unfortunately. Um,
he
Basically,
start
Timmy,
with the
yeah, Timmy
yeah.
was Timmy was extremely skilled player, but unfortunately, our ways are patting away. So I don't know. Our
Sure.
pets are going
He
far
had a lot of
better.
projects, you know.
Hey,
He had a lot of
sometimes
projects to deal with. So it's
and there's nothing wrong with that. It sometimes it sucks when people take on more than what they can do. But
Yeah.
sometimes too, something could explode and it become a far more lucrative business decision to step back from something else. And it doesn't always have to be a big fight or anything like that. It can be, hey, I want you all to be, I want you to be taken care of. And I just can't do that. I totally get stuff like that. So, um, do you all do the superhero thing? Do you like the superhero movies?
uh yeah, Spider-Man
Okay.
at home because my son is
Um,
crazy on Spider-Man and the
what
wife on
is
Superman and
what's the saddest superhero death in a movie?
Oh my God. You know, you got me. I'm gonna talk about superhero. Like, I'm crazy, but I'm gonna talk about Futurama. Do you know that?
Yes, absolutely. I know Futurama. I love.
Yeah, like Fry had a really nice death. I mean, they're gonna continue that show, I think.
I think so.
yeah.
I think so,
Yeah,
dude. But yeah, Fry would be sad.
yeah,
Fry is definitely sad. Even Bender would be sad.
yeah.
As obnoxious as Bender is in Futurama, it would be sad. I
I mean,
mean,
he's lucky because he has no trouble with waiting. You know, he can wait a million years if he needs to. He just turns off and then turns on. You know, for,
yeah.
for him, there's absolutely no problem. Uh,
Matei, what would yours be?
I don't know. Maybe Superman.
Okay.
yeah, he
So
is
in
our
like
Superman. Yeah.
from like in the actual death of Superman storyline, or
Yeah, but not in the movie, in the real life, you know, because he actually left from the horse, I think.
oh, Christopher Reeve,
He
yeah.
fell down, you know, and it was pretty no, dramatic thing, you know, when you
Yeah.
see the one superhero died because of the
Yeah.
this. This
What's
was
interesting, and this goes into what could be the next thing, um, into the next question basis of like conspiracy theories and things like that is the curse of people playing Superman. Like
yes,
George Reeves
yes,
had committed suicide. Christopher Reeve
yes,
had the horse accident. So
yes.
when it comes to stuff like that, um,
It's not
do
good to
you,
be a Superman.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Do you believe in
It's
widespread?
a curse.
It
yeah.
is.
Don't
It's
be
a curse, man.
Superman,
Like
man.
Yes.
uh, you know, I don't think anything's happened to Henry Cavill yet, other than
Yes.
his career like jump started,
Uh,
like
Is the guy
Witcher
that
and all of
played
that.
Clark Kent still alive?
I think so. I
Oh,
think so.
okay, okay,
Um,
okay. Yeah.
so for me, I would have to probably say Teenage Groot in Infinity War when after the snap from Thanos, how Groot just fades into ash. That one was pretty sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, conspiracy theories. Do you all believe in widespread conspiracy stuff? Do you believe that that's a thing?
Like Illuminati or what
Yeah,
exactly?
stuff like the Illuminati, stuff like the skulls from Harvard, stuff like the government hiding aliens and
Yeah, I
stuff
believe
like
that.
that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean,
I mean, yeah. It's okay.
I
I
the
believe
the
not.
alien thing is weird to me. I'll say this: the alien thing is weird to me because how many there's 300 and something nations on this planet that are interconnected, and they're all hiding aliens. Their governments are all hiding aliens. I mean,
Well, I mean,
surely there's somebody out there that is just like, hey, look at they're just all hiding it.
you know what I think? I think like the government is the force that with force rules, and what they're hiding or showing us is what they're gonna play on the mass TV, and all that mambo jumbo. I mean, fuck off with that, man. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean,
Yeah,
all that comes out of that. I mean, all the stuff on Facebook that comes around, and like a flare of light, and it's a space shuttle. Look, man, you opened your door on a car, and there was a lamp from the street that was showing in your window for a second, and now you are making freaking pictures out of that because you just had a freaking GoPro mounted on your head because you were bicycling, and now you see that flare, and that's a freaking aliens. Come on, dude, sober up. We are on planet Earth. I
uh,
mean,
For sure.
why I mean, and also that, and why the heck are they trying to go to Mars? Look at that planet, dude. It's dust everywhere. It's uninhabitable, and they are spending all the freaking money to get up there. That
Well,
money
I
could be
mean,
spent on freaking Earth, man, for I don't
well, I
know
mean,
what.
they're spending all the money, but it's really just it's all made up, anyways.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
the
mean,
money is just made up. I mean, it
yeah,
doesn't really have it's just what we assign a value to,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's a
you
it's a
know.
it's a it's a social construct that we all obey, that we all play
Uh,
by the rules of.
Unfortunately so, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the social construct that we all kind of obey, what is something you'd never give up for anyone?
Hmm. Playing the solos that I play.
Yes.
Yeah. Stop playing the guitar. This. Yes.
Hell yeah. I think
Yeah,
that, I
the
took,
music is my savior,
yeah, I
when
took probably
I'm in
about
the bad
nine
mood.
months off in my life of playing music. And it was so weird to me that I didn't play in a band for that long. And
Oh.
I've been in one ever since. Whether it be
you know,
one rendition of Overload after another, or whatever. I've always had something going. And so, yeah, I'd never give this up for anybody.
Yeah.
for me, for me, I see it's a little no depression when I know in the now back in the October, it was we were having I know 5 concerts in 1 month, and we were playing constantly, and when we stopped with this, I was a little did no depression because the no depressions because it was fuck what nothing's going on. Are we gonna finish with the playing or what? And I was a little, and my wife constantly talk, you are crazy, be you know.
Oh, oh
Oh,
no.
he's out. Yeah,
He
but
was
I know
out.
what he's talking about. About the after show depression.
Oh, sure. The drop.
Yeah, the drop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I am totally familiar with that. And, you know, when, and it's really bad when you get a show that is so good
yeah,
and then you play a show that is just like so lackluster,
yeah.
not necessarily from you, like from your
Yes,
performance.
hello. I just came back. Hello, it's my
Yep.
phone again.
No, you're totally good. Uh,
uh,
he was talking
yes.
about the show that you were talking about the show, the after show depression and stuff like that.
the person.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
after
after
the
the
show?
show. Yeah. But you
Yeah,
know,
this is
like
the
it is.
adrenaline. Yeah,
Yeah, it is
yeah,
like the show that you play, like a really great show, and there then I mean, you know, when you said like a really clusterfuck of a show, you know, when you play a show like that, we played every show to our maximum potential.
yes,
We also, when we had a little gig in Ribnica in Slovenia, like 4 or 5 people showed up. We played it like we played in Osijek in front of 1,000 people. You know, we played
Dude,
it the
that's
same
what you
way.
have to
We
do.
did it our
yeah.
best. You know,
It
it
was a
was
festival.
I mean,
yeah,
no, that's
But
what you do. That's because
yeah,
it, to me, and I think to anybody out there that's watching this show or listening to this show, is, and I always look at a piece of advice that I saw something that Lemmy said was, you might not tell the truth in your day-to-day life, but once your feet touch that stage, if you don't tell the truth, your fans are going to know. So you
yes,
always give it your all no matter what. You tell the
yeah,
truth 100%.
yeah,
And that's when, those 5 people, they probably bought something from you.
yes,
Just out of sheer happenstance. But
yes,
if there was a room full of 100 people and you got that same 5 people, you would think that it was like, wow, I wish it did more. But that's the difference. Those, you still affected those same people. And
yeah.
that's what matters.
Yeah,
yes.
that is because they paid for their ticket to get
Sure.
inside,
You, you
and
have to play from the five pe people the same way like you are playing from the 1,000. You know, it's
Sure.
the
No, I totally agree with that.
no. This is the
So I have one more. Before we get to it, I do like to ask, what would your last meal be?
my last meal. Oh my God, I think I'd I'd take some ribs.
Ooh, hell
Uh,
yeah.
the last meal. Huh. One soup or something like this.
Right
Yes,
on.
chicken
Hell
soup.
yes.
yeah. Uh,
Yes, the chicken soup and some uh, potato or something like this.
you know, I have a nice soup recipe, a nice chicken soup that in the next day after having stuff left over, it turns into chicken pot pie.
Yeah.
Ah,
So yeah, I'm putting out a metal cookbook, and it's
Really?
hopefully it'll be out this year,
nice.
and we'll get it going, and I'll have the metal forged chicken pot pie slash chicken noodle soup in there for you all to look at, because that's awesome.
Nice.
Hell yeah. And there a good soup. Like a couple weeks ago when I asked that question to somebody, it was for some reason I had watched something, and I think it was like a mafia film. That was like Casino or something like that, and I immediately wanted lasagna.
Yeah, lasagna. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and his phone jetted out again. So as always, links are listed below. So please give likes, shares, and follows. Go buy merch. Go see these guys when they're playing shows, wherever you are, wherever they are. Slovenia, Europe, wherever. Go see them. If they're doing the Whackin' Band Battle, go vote for them and get them on that show, because they definitely deserve it, because they kick ass. Do you have any shout outs you want to give to anybody today?
Um, I would give a shout out to basically to my family that supported me, so I could stick in my room and practice those strings. You know,
Hell yeah.
like like giving me the time and space to do my stuff. You know, that
Hell
would
yeah.
be that would be my shout out.
Definitely. Matei, do you have any shout outs you want to give to anybody today?
Uh, for the thanks for the
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear because I just fell out again.
Oh,
So
sorry.
can you
No, I asked if there were any
hear
shout
the
outs
question?
or anything else you'd like to promote today.
Today, nothing. Just I just wanna say that I wanna thanks for all the support they give it they giving to us and my family and my wife, son, and all the people, and that's it. And
Hell
I
yeah.
am I'm uh, not happy to see that something is going on with this band, and I hope that will something will happen in the future. So
Definitely. And honestly, I thank you for reaching out like when I put out the post a month or so ago and finally getting on to talking and everything and starting out the new year with such awesome bands like your alls and so many more coming. It's
nice.
awesome. This is the starting of the 6th year of the show. I'm excited. It's going to be a kick-ass year. There's going to be so with every year I say there's so much cool shit that comes out, and every year I'm surprised even more with more cool shit that comes out. So thank you all for doing what you do. And my final question of the day is pretty relaxed. It's have you ever traveled to somewhere just because you saw it in a movie or a TV show or anything?
Hmm. With a band or the
No, just
solo.
in general. Like, did
Ah,
you ever? So, like, you saw California in a movie, so you went to Hollywood, like,
uh,
or you this is where they filmed part of Skyfall or something, and it's a
uh,
cool movie. And have you ever been there?
we actually, me and my wife went to. We used to have some had some festival in Slovenia here called the Metal. Mm,
Oh no!
Yeah, he's out. Yeah. Well, like in general, traveling. I basically I traveled like in business. I traveled through Ireland, Scotland, England, Germany, Norway. No, I sorry, not Norway. Um, Danish. What Danish Republic? What is that called? Danish.
Denmark?
Denmark, yeah, of course. Denmark. I mean, through all that, but with vans and trucks. But
Definitely.
sorry.
you know what I liked the most? I liked the Ireland and England. It is very like prehistoric buildings. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
this Gothic vibe, like it.
No, for
But
sure.
but mostly like France was really beautiful to see. But generally speaking, now where I want to travel, I'm inspired by motorcycle community. By
Right
Trans
on.
Euro by Trans Euro Trail community, and I want to ride all those tracks that are provided there because they're freaking awesome. For
Um,
adventure bikes.
Let me get back to you on that because Matei is back, and I want
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
sorry.
festival. You said
Yes,
so. There's a
it was
Slovenian festival.
the festival called Metal Camp. In Slovenia. It was
Okay.
in Tulmin. It was a really nice location, and we went there, and they recorded in the Tulmin recorded actually Narnia. You know,
Oh, cool.
the and it was a part of the Tolmin where they recorded the Narnia, and it was a pretty nice place to visit, because it was close to the festival, and that was the some
Definitely.
kind of for Hollywood and that stuff. I don't have the money, so fuck
Oh yeah. No, for
the
sure.
the the
No, that
tickets.
that's totally cool because like I would love to go to New Zealand and see where they filmed like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanna go someday. I wanna go to the Finland to go to visit the Alexi Laiho's
Sure.
I'm gonna
his
go to Sardinia. I'm gonna go to Sardinia because I saw a bunch of great drone videos. You know, FPV racing drones. You know what I mean? And
You
yes, he's a
uh,
big fan of drones.
yeah,
you had said you were inspired by the motorcycle community and traveling.
Yeah.
Do you
yeah.
want to do the like the 12,000-mile trip from Alaska to the tip of Chile in South
I,
America?
I mean,
It's like one road that goes the entire way. And the
uh,
only time that is like in Panama at the lock. That's the only place you can't ride the bike. You have to take a ferry.
oh, oh,
And but and then it all goes down through South America too. So um if you're a fan of Rush, Neil Peart's book
yeah,
that he wrote, his autobiography, he wrote that while he made that trip.
yeah,
That was, you know, all these like little towns through like Mexico and stuff that he and in Canada and stuff that he stopped in that are just like crazy little places. So hell yeah, that would be fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be fun. Uh,
Uh dudes, thank you so much for coming to the Metal Forge this week. This has been awesome. On our way out
Thank you
today,
for
on
inviting
our
us.
of course,
yeah, thank
because
you so
I'm
much.
always
It was
looking
so
forward.
pleasant to chat.
For sure.
Yes.
I'm always looking forward to new and upcoming bands and bands that I curate every band that comes on this show. I love it because it's like the bands that I put on, I feel like have something to say. So hell yeah. Keep kicking
Yeah.
ass. And on our way out today, what do you all want to play from your singles?
Uh-huh.
Scream of silence.
Scream of
Hell
Silence,
yeah.
yes.
Hell yeah, you heard them.
This
This
is
is it right now.
our the last song we recorded, and its official video outside too. So
Yeah,
this is
So
the
we'll
yeah,
actually
and it
just go ahead
also
and go to
shows
the
my
video.
passion to the hobby of drones.
yeah.
Hell
The
yeah.
all video is recorded on the drums on no drums. Yes, okay, on the
Drums.
drones. With he was. So you
Yeah,
have
I
to
mean,
sit down
I
because
get
when
it.
you're gonna watch it, you will be like that you are drunk, because it's all
Hell
around.
yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the video in this week. So, dudes, thank you
Thank you
all
very
so
much.
fucking much. Keep kicking ass. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. Here it is, the video.
Cheers. Bye.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They're open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week, located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out.
Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing, or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases, or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza Donisi. Pizza Donisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, to sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken, fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the ultimate underground metal tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza Donisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza Donisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shade Beast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance.
featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shade Beast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shade Beast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soul Grinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code METALFORGE10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now.